Ted Wyman with Paul Friesen at Investor Group Field, where the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are having their last practice in preparation for a game against the Hamilton Ticats on Thursday. The Blue Bombers are 0-2. Things are getting a little bit ugly. The heat is on. Mike O'Shea. Paul, what's going to happen with this team this week?
Oh boy, you put me on the spot right with that. I didn't expect this. I expected them to be close. I think I remember picking a 2-touchdown win week 1, and they lost that, and they went even worse last week in Calgary. So I don't know. My gut tells me they're not as bad as they've looked. How can they be? All those additions, how can they be? They're still fired up. They're in a good mood, as you can hear. They're not down in the dumps yet, although they played like it last week. I expect a way better effort. And with Hamilton, they're vulnerable. Polaris is out, coming off a horrible performance at home. I think they can win this one, but they put his money on it.
Yeah, well, that's true, and it's sort of like last week going into Calgary, I said, you know, is it a winnable game? Yes, it is, but you've got to execute. And the truth is, the way they started that game and the way they started the game against Montreal, they simply never gave themselves a chance to be in those games. They executed in the second half when it was essentially garbage time, but they played very poorly in the first half, and even in the third quarter of the last game, the defense wasn't good, the offense wasn't good, there's no pass rush, there's really nothing working, except maybe the special teams has been okay. You know, otherwise it's really been a disastrous start.
Now, I've always thought the first 2 games of a CFL regular season are almost the extension of the preseason, because the preseason is so short. You've only got 2 games, so I'm going to give them a bit of a break that way. They're still feeling things out. But what concerns me, and what should concern the organization, is the lack of spark, the lack of fire. You know, execution is one thing, but if you at least can overcome it with some effort and emotion. Coach O'Shea keeps talking about it's not a game of emotion. You can't carry that. It's all about preparation. I don't know. I think they've got to crank up some emotion and urgency now.
I agree, and I thought that even before game 2. And as you can hear, they're certainly sounding like they're getting pretty excited about this one. So it's Bombers at Hamilton on Thursday night. If they go 0-3, you're going to hear those calls for a coach's head intensify. But I don't personally think that it's time to do it.
It's too soon.
But they've got to get a win sometime.
They've got to turn it around. Yeah, got to turn it around.
For Paul Friesen, I'm Ted Wyman for Post Media.